the halfway point in our chat. So these chats are 1 hour long. The first half is you have to endure classroom from whatever the Weight Watchers topic was from the prior week. And the second half, we try to do something fun or delicious or both. Okay, and occasionally we play games. We're not playing a game tonight, but occasionally we play games. So, talking about clipping up from the first half of tonight's chat, my goal for summer, I don't know if y'all remember it or not, my goal for summer is to figure out how to pickle and then ferment some of these vegetables that we have coming in this lovely, lovely garden that John created for me. So John knows, and sorry, just get all my hair back in spot now. So John knows nothing about gardening. He knows nothing about the outdoors, nothing about gardening. I don't think he's ever, I'm trying to think, he's ever planted anything? I don't think he's ever planted anything. He was an inside city boy. I'm not telling you anything he wouldn't tell you himself. They rode motorcycles and I don't know, did lots of other things, but they didn't do gardening. They didn't do gardening. They didn't do any food prep, anything like that. So he didn't grow up doing that. I, on the other hand, grew up on a 13-acre farm. Slow down, dude, slow down. I, on the other hand, grew up on a 13-acre farm, and we had, which is not big, that's a small farm, but we had a half an acre garden, and trust me, that's what our summers were filled with. So we still had lots of fun, but our summers were filled with gardening, freezing things. I can't tell you how many days I spent cutting blanched corn off of the cob, and I'd eat some, put some in the baggies, eat some, put some in the baggies. I probably ate my weight in blanched corn when we prepared it every year, and it was Silver Queen and Peaches and Cream. And if anybody knows what I'm talking about, you know that Silver Queen and Peaches and Cream corn are the best on the planet. Okay, I didn't find me this year to be able to put up, but my goal 2 years ago was to master fermenting. Okay, so my mom would have wanted me to do that. She had already passed away at that point, so that wasn't going to happen. So that was a lofty goal. That was an up here goal. Okay, that I was going to be a master fermenter, and I was just going to know how to do it immediately. Okay, that was an epic fail. So I didn't do it. I didn't end up doing it. I completely skipped fermenting last year. Didn't even try to ferment last year. This year, I decided, you know what? I am going to pickle and ferment a few things from our garden. So that's a smaller goal. Yes, Vicki, Peaches and Cream is the best. So that was a much smaller goal. So my lofty goal, my very lofty goal, was to learn how to ferment and pickle everything. And remember in the first part of our chat, I talked about taking it down a notch. So it took me 2 years, since I didn't kill it and I didn't master it that first year. I didn't even try it last year. Like, I quit. I just absolutely quit. So this year, I took it down a couple of notches, and I decided, you know what? I'm going to try a little bit of quick pickling, and I'm going to try a couple of things. I'm going to try and ferment a couple of things. And the two things that I've chosen for fermenting starts next week, but I have decided to try and ferment cabbage because, duh, sauerkraut, hello, should be the easiest thing on the planet to ferment, and also pickles. So I have heard that as good as pickled pickles are, that fermented pickles are even better. Okay, but we're not to the fermenting part. So on these baby steps, on this clipping up, I decided that the first clip up would be to find somebody who had a clue what I was talking about, and that's my friend Kelsey. It's also Casey's friend Kelsey. The second thing on my clip up was to find some resources that could explain the difference between pickling or quick pickling or pickling in period in general and fermenting. And then the next one was to try it with assistance. So last week we had a quick pick. We tried a quick pickle recipe that Kelsey had given me, and we tried her quick pickles. We tried her quick pickles like I tried them. When I say try them, like I ate one of them just to see how it tasted. So next step on that ladder was for me to try it. So last week we did, based off of Kelsey's recipe and a couple of recipes and some advice that I found on the internet, I went up a rung on my clip up ladder. I went up a rung and I modified Kelsey's recipe, plus used a recipe or a method that I found online for using the Instant Pot to make the brine. And I tried 4 different things. So this is just a little clip up. So we're gonna try all 4 of these first. It turned out really pretty too, by the way. We're gonna try all 4 of these first, and then we're gonna try the next thing on my clip up. So these are all some form of quick pickles. These all either have cucumbers or squash or zucchini, or one of them has one of those little custard squash in it, which I think that's the one I'm gonna try. You know, different variations. One of them has a tomato in it. That would be a little messy, I think, so I'm not gonna try that tonight. But they're done 4 different ways with 4 different spices in them, 4 different spice blends, and I'm going to try them live because I'm just that glutton for punishment. So this first one, I'm hoping, fingers crossed, I'm hoping that Alyssa likes these. So these are literally just quick pickled cucumbers, and I made these in hopes that Alyssa would like them. She doesn't eat very many vegetables at all, but she loves pickles. I have not tried these, so y'all say a little prayer for me. I'm assuming that they're good. So baby step, clipping up on my ladder, was to try the quick pickling. It's been a week now, so these have been in there an entire week now, and I haven't tried them. It smells like a pickle. So fingers crossed it actually tastes like a pickle. Okay, this one was cucumbers, dill, coriander, a little bit of garlic, and peppercorn was in this one. Oh my gosh, y'all. I made pickles. I get to clip up. I made pickles. This tastes like a pickle. I'm shocked. I really, really, really hope Alyssa likes these. It's just a pickle. Yeah! Awesome. Okay. So, I get to clip up because I successfully made just a dill pickle. Awesome. Okay. Fantastic. Fantastic. Okay. Casey, if you were still there, let Alyssa know. I successfully made, yes, did you hear it? Melissa, hold on. Hold on, let me get the one that I bit out of the other container. Okay. So listen. Yep. Can you hear it? I made pickles. Yeah. And I don't know, depending on how these turned out, I can't bring these Tuesday night because these are Alyssa's. But depending on how these other 3 turn out, I might bring some for y'all to try Tuesday night. Okay, this next one, let me look at it. Let me try to remember what's in here. So this next one has, oh, and yes, somebody asked, oh, Vicky asked if I refrigerated. Yes, quick pickles you refrigerate. So fermenting, you don't refrigerate. Quick pickling, you do. Okay, let me see. Okay, I want a cucumber because I want to try something. I want to try like a, oops, that's zucchini. So I want to try like the same thing, you know, from each one just to see how it is. So this one was, let me see what this one had in it. So this one had the dill and coriander. Oh, and it had beets in it. Or not beets. I keep calling them beets. It had radishes in it too. So let's see how this one is. It's a pickle. It's a pickled vegetable. Whew. It's extra tangy. Okay, so that was the regular one that wasn't just cucumbers. It had other vegetables in it. This one, okay, I think this is the one that had, yes, so this is the one that had the basil in it. So this is the one that I called the giardinaria. I don't want to dump this out, but this is the one that I called the giardinaria, if I'm even saying that correctly. But it has tomatoes, it's got radishes, but it also has regular basil and purple basil in it. So it was just a little bit different. It was a little bit different flavor, but I'm going to try the custard squash, that little baby custard squash out of this one. I have 2 bigger custard squashes now, but I wanted to see what this tastes like, because the custard squash cooked in the air fryer was really good. Yeah, and Sarah, that is my next week's clip up, because we're going to try doing fermentation. So pretty good. It's very basil-y. It's very basil-y, but it's also sort of pickly. Yeah, I kind of like the basil in it. So that one's the giardinaria. So that has all the different vegetables in it, plus it had basil. Also crunchy. Very good. I don't think I get to clip up. These are all really good. This one, I'm a little nervous about. So, I don't know if y'all remember, but I put jalapenos in this one because Casey's not a big, there's a jalapeno. Casey is not a big pickle fan. Like, she doesn't like just pickles, but she loves sweet hot pickles. So I made some sweet hot ones. Let's see. So I made them just like regular pickles, just like I made the pickles for Alyssa, except I put jalapenos in there. So let's see how these are. Okay. Actually not as hot as I think Casey would want it to be. But that's still really very good. Let me see what a squash tastes like, just out of curiosity. And so these have been pickling, these have been quick pickling for a week now, because I don't know if you remember this or not, but you and I, we did all of these last week. Pretty dang good. I would say next time I think I'll put more jalapenos in there, and maybe just a little bit of red pepper. It's good, it's got a good flavor, but I don't think it's as hot as Casey is going to expect it to be. Okay, now on to something different. This is something that I did, again, I wanted to try 2 years ago, and when I didn't immediately master it, so anyway, I'm going to call pickling a success, okay? I think it was a success. This is quick pickling though, so these will only be good in the refrigerator for about 6 months. This is not like a pickling process where you can it, where you do it in an actual pressure canner, which would last until you open them and they would stay good in the refrigerator. But I'm trying to get some of our newest vegetables out of the garden. Go ahead and try, because okay, so 2 years ago when I tried this, I used the limp, leftover, end of the season, whatever vegetables to try and pickle with, and I think that was part of my problem, because they were already kind of sad. They were already kind of, you know, when you get to the end of the garden. Well, my mom calls that, she had an end of season tomato recipe that is absolutely fantastic. But the tomatoes, if you could have seen the tomatoes before she started, wow, they looked so sad. But the way that she prepared them, and that is actually on already on the website on IfYouHaveAnEgg.com. But she, the way she made them, you would have never known that they were the sad little end of the season tomatoes. That's what I did though 2 years ago when I tried pickling. I was using these sad little end of the year cucumbers, and they were the ones that were kind of a funny shape because, you know, everything was getting kind of overgrown, whatever. So this year, that's one of my clip ups when I said I'm going to try it again this year, was I'm using, just came in, like, these are like the first things out of the garden. Haven't used them for anything else other than just eating cucumbers, because I love cucumbers. But I'm trying them fresh, super fresh, little baby vegetables, like, you know, almost picking them before they're ready, so that I can try this and get a great result instead of having a sad result, if that makes any sense. Okay, this next one, we are starting for next week. So we're starting it to be able to, and we're going to check on it next week before we try some fermentation. I wanted to do this 2 years ago. I've been seeing this all over the internet. I've been watching people make them. I've been watching people eat them is the more important thing. So I want to know, but I decided this year if I successfully did these other pickles, which I'm considering this a success now, then I would clip up and I would branch out and try something a little bit different. Remember, I'm not trying to go from no pickling skill to master pickler this season. Okay, I'm not trying to make that big jump. I'm clipping up. So now that I successfully have quick pickled some vegetables, including cucumbers, now I'm gonna clip up and try something different. So y'all are gonna know what I'm gonna say here in a second, but who else here ate more watermelon, like ate your weight in watermelon this July 4th? Go ahead and raise your hand if you're like me. Alyssa and I ate watermelon after watermelon, I mean slice after slice after slice after slice, and John brought me over the perfect knife to cut it. We just got a nice big watermelon. I thumped, felt, smelt, looked for webbing, looked for spots, looked for everything, did all the right things, and I picked the perfect, absolutely perfect watermelon, and we literally just sat and sliced and ate, sliced and ate, sliced and ate. I didn't carve it, I didn't chunk it, I didn't prep it at all. We literally put it on, yeah, everybody's like, I did, put it on the table where we were serving the rest of the food, on a plastic, a washable tablecloth, and then I sat a little bag of Irish Spring soap next to it. If y'all don't know, then you don't know. Irish Spring soap will get rid of the bugs. Just don't accidentally get it in your food. But that, nothing, like no fruit flies, no wasps, no flies, nothing got near that watermelon while we just left it out and sliced some off, ate it, sliced them off and ate it. So Alyssa and I ate so much watermelon because we were the main eaters of it, but we ate so much watermelon that I have enough watermelon rind to try pickling watermelon rind. Okay, this is very new for me. Never had it, never tried it, have wanted to try it for 2 years. Look, if y'all can see that, look how pretty it's gonna be. The way you make it though, I couldn't make it while we were chatting, so I had to go ahead and get it prepared, but we're gonna put it into we're gonna get it put into the into the container so y'all can see how pretty it is. Okay, and Ashley, honey, baby, first of all, I doubt your name is Ashley. So we're going to ban Ashley. So if somebody else could help me, please. It's hard for me to do it when we're live. Let's see. So if somebody else could help me, I doubt that that's even her name. I doubt that's even Ashley. And let's see. We're going to ban her. And we're going to hide all from her. So again, it might take a couple of us doing it. Thank you, Melissa. Okay. So anyway, I seriously doubt that that's somebody named Ashley. So it's just, and I don't even know what I think that's like trying to sell you something that's probably Weight Watchers related. So anyway, so I should have removed them all, hopefully. And thank you, Lynn. Yeah, thank you all for blocking that too. So back to what we were talking about, and thank you, Debbie. So back to what we were talking about. This was new for me. Been wanting to try it, been seeing it. So last week I was telling y'all how good it smelled in the showroom. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. This is quick pickled watermelon rinds. Let me tell you real quick what is in these. Actually, let's put some in a jar just so that y'all can see it, because I feel weird explaining what's in here and y'all can't even see it. Here it is. Okay. So one thing I learned about quick pickling watermelon rinds, one of the things that I learned quickly is that you do have to remove the green part of the rind. That never occurred to me until I started looking around on the internet trying to figure out how to do this. So you do remove the green part. You're a-okay to eat the actual watermelon. You want to leave just a tiny bit of the watermelon and then some of the I'll come back later and pour some brine back in there, but you want to leave. Has anybody else made this? Has anyone else made pickled watermelon? Just curious. So I'll get some brine put into these here in a few minutes. But I'm so excited about these, first of all, because I love watermelon. Love watermelon, love watermelon, love watermelon. And I'm hoping that I did not block the rest of you all. Okay, Danielle's never heard of it. So Danielle, if this turns out good, then I will, yeah, not this, let me think. Would it be ready by this Tuesday? Today's Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Maybe. It might taste okay by Tuesday. I'll let you know. I'll figure it out for you. So, did not read the green, didn't like it, maybe because of the green. Yeah, okay. Yeah, so maybe. So I am a huge, so Lynn says she's not a huge watermelon fan. I am a huge watermelon fan. So this is like right up my alley, but it's letting me use all of the watermelon I took when I sliced off the green. I just put it into my compost. And literally all I had to do, all I had to have to make this is watermelon. So I had watermelon, apple cider vinegar, which I had from last week from making the other pickled vegetables, water. I did have to invest a little bit. So thank you to everyone who has sent stars. The last two batches of stars, I went ahead and invested in some organic crystallized ginger, which I had never used before. I went ahead and invested in some, again, organic, some star anise, which I'd never owned before. And I already had some cinnamon sticks. You don't use ground cinnamon. Casey and I will get, I promise, we will get some of these recipes put up. Time has just been like super, super whatever here lately. But I want to say the star anise, this was the ingredient that I was saying at the very beginning of the chat that I know I've had anise but I had never seen, I just never used it in this form or fashion. It's licorice. Oh, I love this smell. Oh my gosh, it smells so good. Smell it. Smell it. The anise. Oh, see, I love licorice and that smells so good. So again, thank you to everyone who has sent stars lately. Do you see how happy I am to own the star anise now because it smells so good? Like if I didn't think it would drive John crazy, I would just sleep with it. The crystallized ginger also smells good, but the star anise, oh man, it smells so good. But anyway, so it is watermelon rind, apple cider vinegar, water, crystallized ginger, sugar, but I used the Truvia Sweet Complete again. So this is sugar with monk fruit. I used that instead. Salt. This person recommended kosher salt. I used pink Himalayan sea salt because it worked well for my last batch of pickling. And I used the anise. You do not have to use it, but I did. I used that, and I used the cinnamon stick. I did use a bay leaf. I did use that. And a few peppercorns. And we're going to find out here in about a week or maybe in a few days, we're going to find out what pickled watermelon rind tastes like. Is it not pretty though? It's so pretty. And yes, so John says napalm in the morning. Yeah, I guess anise would smell like napalm in the morning, maybe. Don't sass me or I'll bring some of it home. It smells so good. It smells, I don't know, it just smells so stinking good. And this, it smells, I don't know, it just smells fantastic. I am hoping, so Vicki says, is the green not the rind? Now I'm wishing I had saved a piece of it for you. No. So that's the peel. So the green is the peel. That white part that's in between the, well, okay, so Debbie says she doesn't think monk fruit is an approved canning sugar. Since I'm not actually canning, I'm just quick pickling, then I'm not as worried about it. But thank you for that pointer, and I will look that up and see what maybe I should be using instead. but what was I saying? Let's see, Vicky. So Vicky says it's the green, not the rind. The green is the peel. The white part that's in between the yummy red part that you eat and the green, that is the rind. So that is the part that you want. And so it has the little tinges of pink because, you know, because it still has a little bit of the actual watermelon left on there. So I will keep y'all posted how that tastes. Casey is headed on a road trip tomorrow and Tuesday, which means we will have her children for 2 days. But she has plans to get caught up on all of these recipes when she gets back, and we'll keep you all posted. Yeah, so I hope you all enjoyed this. It smells so stinking good in here, again, for the second week in a row. I know the people that are working tomorrow are going to be like, what in the world? Because it smelled like garlic and love last week, and this week it smells like licorice and ginger and love again this week. But I hope y'all had a great time. We'll get those recipes posted on IfYouHaveAnEgg.com. You can always go back later and watch this video on YouTube.com. Search If You Have an Egg. Yep, and I hope if you do that on YouTube that you'll go subscribe pretty please. Remember to click that little bell so that you'll be notified when the next video comes up. And y'all have a great week, and I'll see you next time. Good night.